It's hard. It's hard being a judge or a referee, excuse me, on this one, because all signs are pointing to that Nicholas Mota is going to sleep, right? All signs are pointing to that he's been beat up for about 15 minutes, hands up, choking. You're giving him a bunch of commands to show that you're okay. He does nothing, doesn't move an arm, doesn't press, doesn't give a thumbs up, nothing, doesn't seem like he's there. What does get me a little bit, though, and this is just from a performance standpoint, personal training aspect that I do on the side, his right quad or his right glutes, they're firing. He's trying to press. He's trying to roll. So there's stuff there. So he's not asleep. His body would go slump if he was sleeping. It's a little questionable, Derek. What do you think as a jiu-jitsu practitioner yourself? What do you think on this one?
This is a tough one, man, because if you're Nicholas Mota, you're literally stuck in a rock and a hard place because a couple things working against you. One, language barrier, right? Let's not forget my man is Brazilian. Number two, when you're in this head and arm triangle, your opponent is passed. So if you're looking at the screen right here, you'll see Trey Ogden. He's already passed over. He's got his leg right here so that he could stop Mota from bringing his hips in to alleviate the pressure, and he's just forcing that arm in. So if you're Mike Beltran, you're saying, hey, show me something. Give me a thumbs up. First off, you're too focused not getting choked to try to, sit here and be like, oh, hey, bro, I'm good. I'm trying not to get choked right now. This hand is pivotal right here. This right hand of Nicholas Mota. It's pushing up on the lat of a Trey Ogden to alleviate the pressure to get a little spot to breathe so you don't get choked right there. So if he says, oh, let me, instead of pushing full force to create that space, give you a thumbs up, get my hand pushed back, and now the choke is cinched and now I'm done. Instead of doing that, what do you do, AJ? What do you do in a spot like this? You just say, I'm just going to defend the choke and I'm good. And you knew he was good because the moment that the choke was let go of, he just stood back. He stood up and he was like, bro, I was good. I was fighting that. So that's my perspective right there. Is that a fair analysis? Or do you think that Mike Beltran had every right to say, listen, bro, I did ask you 3-4 times, show me something. You didn't show me anything.
No, I think you have the probably one of the most fair analysis because and I think that's why they made this one a no contest as unfair to Trey Ogden as that is, having him no outcome, not getting paid, winning that fight hands down. I'm sure Dana White will do the right thing, but you're right. There's not much Nicholas Mota can do. You can't even do like a thumbs up with a hand that's over his head because it doesn't. There's nothing going on there, and you can't be saying like I'm good because you're getting choked. There's a lot of happening. I think this is just a rough one. And this is one of those ones where it's a blood choke, right? So you could just go to sleep. Just take a little nap. It's all good. No real harm, no foul. But the question is, how long has he already been asleep? That really starts to become the problem. How much blood has already not gone to the head. But I don't know. This is one of those ones I feel bad for everybody involved, even the referee, man.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this, man. This is like one of my favorite positions to do, head and arm chokes, right? So when you get to that arm triangle right there, there's tough guys, man. A lot of these guys can, just like Nicholas Mota is, a lot of these guys can fight out of those ones. But yeah, let's talk about the other side, man. I hope Dana White does the right thing because Trey Ogden got screwed. Because if you look at it, out of anything, how do you end in this position? You're over the 2.5 round mark in a 15-minute fight, and it gets declared a no contest. If anything, this should be a technical decision, right? The referee messed up, but who was winning on the scorecards at that point? It was clearly Trey Ogden. Upset of the century right here because this dude closed at plus 150, plus 180, something like that. And submission round 3, the bettors who had that one too, you get nothing. Everyone gets nothing. We all got screwed out of this one. So you got to feel for Trey Ogden. They need to do right by this man. I don't want to see a rematch here because that's unnecessary. I think this is a victory that should be placed on Trey Ogden's record. So that's what I have to say on that one. I think it's a very interesting situation that we have found ourselves upon. But, I mean, you show anybody, hey, out of this situation, if the fight got finished, who do you think ended up winning the fight, even though there was no submission called? Everybody would say, oh, the guy on top, the guy choking the other man. He'd probably be the victor. So